How are you lovely people doing today? My name is John. Welcome to another wonderful episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. This is the only series on YouTube where I take your questions about the zombie storyline and I answer them. Whether you have a big, a small, or a simple question, go ahead, either leave them down below or tweet me at JohnnyJ25. Either way, you may be in the next episode. I should apologize for being relatively sparse on the uploads lately. I have been incredibly busy. However, once Black Ops 3 comes out, I'll be coming back in full force with a vengeance, bringing you guys some amazing zombie videos. So stay tuned. In addition to that, I should also note that I am a part of the 115 Indiegogo. 115 is a zombie community project in which we are going to bring the world of zombies to life in a live action film. Many of your favorite YouTubers are involved, including The Smith Plays, Mr. T Lexify, and of course it is being run by the JFK Gamer. So if you'd like to help out with this project, please do check out the Indiegogo. A link is down below, first link in the description. You can get a number of great things, from a blooper reel to t-shirts to posters to actual props from the movie. So if that sounds interesting to you, please be sure to check out the Indiegogo down below. Anyway, let's begin with the episode. So we're going to kick things off with a question from Kai Robertson, who asks, who are the other members of 935 like Schuster and Porter and Llarena and the rest? So I thought this was a good question because we seldom talk about the other members of Group 935. We often just talk about Dr. Maxis and Dr. Richtofen, but they're not the only ones within Group 935, and there are some people who made some pretty important contributions to Group 935. Let's remember the purpose of Group 935. It was intended to be an international organization with the goal of bettering humanity. These were many of the world's greatest scientists coming together independent of their nations just to create and study great things. And while they may work with or be contracted by other nations, they're supposedly independent, and this is why Americans and Germans and people from many different countries were able to come together within Group 935 and work. However, much of the work within Group 935 was closely aligned with Nazi Germany, so while they are supposedly independent in many ways, they are also not. Dr. Maxis is of course the lead scientist within Group 935, but he may not be the leader of Group 935. Richtofen once remarked in his journal that he would report Maxis' mental condition to Group 935's leaders. So while Maxis was the lead scientist, this letter suggests that there may have actually been people higher up and higher ranking than Dr. Maxis. We do believe Dr. Maxis to be a founding member of Group 935 though. One of the people involved in the downfall of Group 935 was Sophia. Sophia was the assistant to Dr. Maxis. She was attracted to Dr. Maxis, and Dr. Maxis began to view her as a distraction because he was also attracted to her. Samantha hates Sophia, and this is most likely because she doesn't want a new mother and sees her father becoming attracted to this woman, and Richtofen blames her for the delay of the Wonder Wasp's production. So both Richtofen and Samantha hate her. However, it is Richtofen's hatred of Sophia and dislike of her causing Maxis to be distracted that leads him over the edge. At least that's just one of the things that leads to it. One of the Americans within Group 935 was Peter McCain. He worked under Group 935 as a research assistant. He was sent in by the Americans as an undercover OSS spy. He originally worked in München, but he was later moved to the Verrückt facility. His hands can now be found hanging off the power in the Verrückt facility, and his body hangs in limp in Shinonuma. We don't exactly know what kind of work he did within Group 935, but his fate does not end well. Another American within Group 935 was Harvey Llarena, also known as Llarena. We cannot confirm whether or not he was a spy, but Richtofen believes him to be a spy alongside Peter McCain. We know that he worked in the Reese facility because his writing can be found on the chalkboard. He was the creator of the Scavenger, and because he created the Scavenger, which was found on Call of the Dead, he probably worked within the Call of the Dead facility areas. Dr. Porter is one of the people within Group 935 whom we know very little about. Documents from Dr. V. Bush mention him working on a second-generation ray gun. This may be why the Pack-a-Punch ray guns and the Zap guns reference his name, or he may have actually been responsible for the ray gun Mark II. Either are just as plausible. Stepping out of the story though, his character is actually a reference to Max Porter, the original man within Treyarch who designed the ray gun. Dr. Groff worked within Group 935, but he also worked with Dr. Richtofen to conspire against and eliminate Dr. Maxis. Groff was appointed by Richtofen as the lead scientist at Griffin Station. He had the role of figuring out how the MPD pyramid worked. Dr. Schuster was another scientist who worked with Richtofen to master teleportation as well as plot against Maxis. He worked under Dr. Groff within Griffin Station. His voice can actually be heard during the countdown on Dries.
3, 2, 1. Link time expired.
So those are all the people within Group 935 that we actually know about. Keep in mind, Group 935 is probably a very large organization, just judging by some moon radios where we hear Richtofen talking to a very large crowd of people.
Gentlemen, for 2 long years we have toiled here under the eagle's nest to build our fortifications. For 2 long years we have taken equipment to build up our labs. For 2 long years we have worked under Group 935, believing that Dr. Maxis truly wants to help the world. For 2 long years we've led a double life. Today, that all ends. I bring to you what this project is all about. What I have worked to keep from my enemy. What is it, Dr. Richtofen? It is an ancient drill machine.
All these people are supposedly members of Group 935 who we then brought over to Griffin Station. So these are the important people we know about, but there are a very large teams of people behind them. That's going to wrap things up for this episode of the Zombie Storyline Q&A. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting, maybe give it a like and possibly subscribe for more episodes. I try to upload multiple every week, and if you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll love the next one. I'm going to go though, have a great day, and bye.